What up? It's me back with another video, and welcome back everybody to another preview, okay? Because the Detroit Lions are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles at 1 p.m. today, and you guys should be back at this channel for a live stream, because if you're not, I'm not sure what you're doing, okay? You're probably just watching the game by yourself and you're lonely. So get over here and watch our live stream, okay? I don't know when it's going to start, but 1 p.m. That's the latest, okay? Probably a little bit before then. So be over here, okay? Please be over here. It's a fun time. But let's get right into the video. Yo, I don't know if y'all hear that or not. You hear that fire beat? Ooh. I don't know if there's a beat playing or not. I hope there is, because otherwise it's just awkward. All right, y'all, so let's get right into it. So obviously we have to go through the injury updates, you know what I'm saying? But also we have to talk about this preview, okay? Because the Detroit Lions will be taking on the Eagles at 1 p.m. today, like I said, in Philadelphia. Matthew Stafford going against his old head coach, Jim Schwartz, and I'm super excited to see this one. Now, this is round 3. Okay, they have split the first 2 matchups, but now Matthew Stafford is looking for his second straight win over Jim Schwartz. And man, Jim Schwartz is a very, very aggressive defense coordinator. We've seen it versus other teams just do blitzes a lot. If you guys watched the Falcons-Eagles game, you know a lot about Jim Schwartz. But I think the Lions are perfectly built to handle the blitz. I think some of you guys actually talked about that. Their ability to get the ball in their hands very quickly with Matthew Stafford, and maybe if they can get that ground game going, would it be huge. Now, the Detroit Lions, with that ground game, have also brought in another running back, and this is a different running back in Paul Perkins, as they let go of CJ Anderson, okay? So they're not going for the slower, bigger type. Instead, they're kind of adjusting now to that quicker type, which kind of makes sense, because if you don't believe you can block super well and you can get that first big push, then CJ Anderson's going to struggle because it just takes too long for him to get the line. But if you get those quick dudes, that definitely helps. We also signed Marvin Hall to the 53-man roster, so that's very interesting. We'll see if he plays tonight. Maybe he's taking Jamal Agnew's role. I don't know. And then finally, we have that Taylor Decker controversy, because it looks like Taylor Decker might play. Now, will he start? That is the biggest question. I put some polls up. It looks like you guys are voting for Crosby at this point, but that obviously has no effect on what the Lions do. But it is interesting to see the polls, and I appreciate all of you guys for participating in those. If you're not participating in those, check out the community, because they're super cool, and I put a lot of polls up there, and you guys can really vote on what you guys feel, okay? But now let's get into those injury updates. As we know, Deshaun Jackson has been ruled out. He's been ruled out earlier in the week. The Philadelphia Eagles didn't even have practice on Wednesday because they had so many injuries built up. They were trying to get healthy. But it also is unlikely that Alshon Jeffrey will even play for the Eagles tomorrow. That's what we're seeing right now. And Jeffrey didn't participate in practice, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was the case. Greg Ward is being promoted from the practice squad, since Alshon Jeffrey most likely will be out. Obviously, we know, like I said, Deshaun Jackson is out as well. And you have Nelson Aguilar, Mac Hollins, and JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Look, bro, I've seen this name so many times, and I just say Whiteside because I literally cannot say that name. But those are their healthy wide receivers. Now, Aguilar is very talented, but if you guys remember when Darius Slay picked it off, it was on Aguilar. So we're going to see part 2 to that, maybe. Okay, let's see. Goddard. So apparently Goddard might play against the Detroit Lions. Dallas Goddard. Yeah. He might play against the Detroit Lions. I think it's questionable at this point, but he was limited on Friday. So at this point, it's just completely questionable. We don't know what to see. But if Goddard can't play, their 2 tight ends will be Zach Ertz and Alex Ellis. Okay, now Zach Ertz is a beast, but you still want some depth there, you know what I'm saying? But Zach Ertz is definitely going to be something that we have to watch out for. That's a key for us going into this game. Slow down Ertz. That's going to be super, super important. And hopefully this defense come away with a few turnovers like they've been talking about all week. Taylor Decker and Jarrad Davis are expected to play on Sunday. Yes, okay, Jarrad Davis makes me happy because Jarrad Davis brings so much to this team. Now, him and Tavai on the same field together, I think that's going to be a problem. Tavai was great without him, don't get me wrong, but putting them together, that's going to be a different story. I think it's going to be awesome. I think Jarrad Davis is actually going to help him out, make him even better. Jarrad Davis is good with the pass rush. He had 5.5 sacks last season. Jarrad Davis is an all-around good player. He's a leader on that defense. As we know, Tavai has been balling, but the Taylor Decker one is interesting. Like I said, who do they start at left tackle? Again, you guys can let me know in the comments below who you guys think will start at left tackle, but compared to the polls, looks like you guys are going with Terrell Crosby, okay? So we'll see what happens there. I know there are a lot of factors that went into him playing well. You know, you still had to help him out a lot, but we'll see what happens. Either way, we see a lot of injuries for the Eagles, and it looks like the Lions are getting healthy at the right time. We did talk about yesterday, Deshaun Hand has been ruled out. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Either way, at this point, the Lions seem to be getting more healthy. Hopefully, Jarrad Davis, Taylor Decker can play, but on the other side of things, Eagles dealing with some injuries. We'll see how many of those wide receivers actually do play. But until then, I believe the spread is still at 6.5 given to the Lions. So hopefully the Lions can at least cover, but I think we're going to do more than that. I think we're actually going to win this game. Now, I'm not going to lie. I actually had a dream about this game. No joke. It was 6-10 when Matthew Stafford threw a pick. I don't know. I'm not even kidding, yo. I don't want to lie. That's what happened. But that reminds me of the last game against the Chargers. Does it not remind you of that? It was kind of weird. It was like I'm in the game. Dreams are weird. I don't think that will affect the game. I see, again, 16-13. Could be lower than that. Watch out for 13-10 once again. Thank you, for watching. Let me hear your score predictions in the comments below. And I'm out.